the last 24 hours, how many times did you feel annoyed? Was it from traffic? Was it from a coworker? Was it from a text not being responded to? Those are three completely different situations, but notice that each one could have pulled the same response from you. Why do they feel the same? It's because your subconscious builds programs based on emotional responses from you. The way you feel emotionally, that's subconscious programming, and it runs 95% of your life. Let's break down what a program actually is and why your reality keeps showing you the same emotional experiences no matter how hard you try to change them. Programs run in a few different ways. One way you can see a program is you can see it playing into your reality. If you see a program playing into your reality, it's through people, situations, or conversations. That program is designed to create an emotional response within you to whatever it is that you're seeing. Another form of programming is when you see something happening in your reality, your response to anything that you see, that's a programmed response, because the way that you act and react, you've seen somebody else act and react that way before. None of these were your ideas. They were programmed as this is the way that we should act or we should react in certain situations. You've also got physical programs that play, programs like walking or programs like driving. Anything that you can do while you're thinking about something else, that means that the subconscious is running a program for the thing you're doing while you're thinking about something else. But every type of program that runs in your life has one thing in common. They were all created based on your emotional responses that you've shown over and over again in your life. Let's take a physical program like walking and show you how it's really built on emotional response. When you first started to learn how to walk, each step created an emotional response inside of you. It was probably excitement or maybe determination or maybe even frustration. But no matter what, you were creating an emotional response to each one of your steps. And each time you practiced, you also created emotional responses. And your subconscious, it captured all of those moments as snapshots, and it kept every detail, most importantly, how it made you feel. When enough of those snapshots share a similar emotional response, your subconscious will put them together in alignment files. Once there's enough emotional intensity sensed in the alignment files, that's when it writes a program, all based on emotional intensity, all based on your emotions. And now as an adult, you can walk without consciously having to think about each step. Your mind can drift as you walk perfectly along your path. This is because a program is running. But the program was not built on the physical demands, it was built on emotional responses. Now, instead of the program of walking, let's just look at programs that are emotional response programs. Let's use the example of someone who felt frustrated a lot as a child. Like when somebody spoke sharply to you, or if you got a toy taken away, or you just didn't get what you wanted, it would cause frustration. Your subconscious was recording everything as snapshots. Your subconscious goes through all of those snapshots and it groups them into alignment files based on emotional similarity. When that alignment file has enough emotional charge sensed in it, the subconscious writes a program to support the emotional signature that is in the alignment files. If you're running a program that has the emotional signature of frustration, then you're gonna see people, situations, conversations pop up in your reality that cause frustration. So when you're feeling a similar emotional signature showing up in different places in your life, different people, different situations, this is definitely part of a program that's running. Now that you know how programs are created, let's talk about why they're so hard to break. Whenever you see a program that's playing in your reality, just remember it was created so you would have the same emotional response that was showing up in your alignment files. As long as you continue to have the same emotional response to your programs when they play, you'll continue to create new snapshots that are emotionally aligned and support that program. And so the program will continue to play. It'll continue to be reinforced, and it'll continue to be written even deeper, and it'll play more often in your reality. But what happens when you have a different emotional response? When you feel calm instead of anger or curious instead of irritated, you're no longer creating snapshots to support your old program. Instead, now you're creating new emotional responses that your subconscious will capture as snapshots. And if there's enough snapshots with emotional alignment, it'll put them together in an alignment file and eventually write a program for the new emotional signature you've been showing. If you stop reinforcing your programs with new snapshots when they play, the program will eventually break down. But here's the catch. Programs don't stop just because you stop responding to them with your programmed responses. If you've got a deeply written program that you've been responding the exact same way for years or even decades, it's going to take a while before that program stops playing into your reality. Even without your emotional reinforcement, it will continue to play for quite some time. Watching a program play, even when you haven't had the same conditioned emotional response that you always have, can get quite frustrating. And that's where a lot of people give up when they don't see the results that they're looking for after changing their emotional responses for a little bit. Some of these emotional responses have been going on for so long, they're so deeply written that you have to stay persistent. Otherwise, there is no end in sight, because you're going to eventually start breaking down and going back to your old conditioned response of frustration or whatever the response was that we're talking about for you. Remember, your subconscious is not resisting you. It's just doing what it's been programmed to do. The deeper one of your programs is written is the longer that you're going to have to be consciously aware of how you respond to it before it will break down and stop playing into your reality. When one program begins to fade because you're no longer feeding it, another one is going to take its place. Your new program will be designed the same way your old program was. It's designed to create the emotional responses that you're showing in your alignment files. So whatever the new alignment files are that you're creating, if you're looking for peace, love, and happiness, make sure that you're showing emotional responses of peace, love, and happiness. Otherwise, you'll be creating new alignment files with those signatures. Let's look at the big picture and just try to distill life down to its most simplistic form. If you were to look at life, you would see that you live in a present moment. It's never the past. It's never the future. It's always right now. We live in a present moment, feeling emotions based on the thoughts in our heads, because every thought that we have creates a unique emotional signature within us. And if we pay attention, they're not all off the scales, they're not all very high intensity, but every thought creates a unique emotional signature. Those emotional signatures are what your subconscious uses to create the programs that are running your life. So if you're feeling stuck, it's not because the world won't change, it's because your emotional responses aren't changing. But here's your power in all of that. You can change how you think, and if you change how you think, you'll change the emotional signatures that you create. If you change your emotional signatures over time, your reality will change with them. This is not magic. This is the mechanics of the reality that we live in. This is how your subconscious works. This is just the first step. If you really want to understand why your reality feels the way it does, we need to understand and talk about emotions, where they come from, what they are, and how they've been shaping your life since the very beginning. And that's what we're going to explore in the next video. Where do emotions come from? If you're ready to go even deeper and rewrite these programs to create a reality that's full of peace, love, and happiness, head over to lifeequalslove.com right now and check out the reflection method. It's a full course designed to walk you through breaking down your programs, rewriting new programs, understanding how your emotions work, understanding the mechanics of reality as a whole. For now, just remember this. Every emotional response that you choose today is creating the programs and the life that you'll live tomorrow.